So before we get started with the presentation, something I want to clarify, or just double check with you guys, is the exam date. Right? So we kind of locked that in that time frame, 12th to 14th of May, 18, let's say. This is, as far as I recall right now, and you correct me, Saturday to Monday, right? So in that time frame. Question: do we, first of all, does anyone object in the first place? So it would be around, yeah, in kind of roughly 2 weeks, right? And how do you prefer to have it allocated? Do you want to start midday? Do you want to start at midnight? Or what's the preferred orientation, so we can shift that, you know, those 72 hours within a time slot that works for you guys. So that's why I want to bring it up, because intuitively I thought, okay, let's do it Saturday morning, you know, midnight, and then you have 72 hours. But it's probably not the most productive approach, because you would want to have a, I mean, my suggestion is to take an afternoon or midday approach, so you have one more night for reflection. Like usually you start something, conceptualize, next day you're full on it, as opposed to having your full 24, yeah, whatever. I see critical faces, so. Okay, it's no one of you, okay. Or is that the novel sound effects in any of the animations I haven't seen yet? So I'm actually surprised. In fact, we probably only have one with sound effects, yes.
Not me.
Not you for once, thank you. It comes as a relief. So what would be your preferred approach? Friday noon to Monday noon or something?
8:15.
Sorry?
8:15.
8:15, okay.
No,
yeah, that's
well,
cool.
well, it doesn't really matter, because we'll just adjust our day schedules to wake up when we receive the task anyways. So if you open it up at 4 AM, I will wake up at 13:45.
And you guys are so disciplined. I'm really scared to some extent. I mean, I want to make it as reasonably comfortable for you as possible, right? The commitment is that we need to hold a 72-hour exam, but I don't want to cause you pain, because you will get pain anyway, because we have no exam after that. But so I kind of want to accommodate as much as you want. So you're basically saying it doesn't matter for you. Cool. I'm still not done. I had a position. Your position was 8:15.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd say late morning to noon.
Late morning to noon, as a starting point.
Yeah, yeah.
What is late morning to make it slightly less fuzzy?
10 to 12 maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in that time frame. So 10 to 12. Okay, we had 8:15. That's very precise, in fact. 8:15.
Specifically, 15.
Huh?
Specifically, and exactly quarter past.
Yes, I sense that. So there seems to be a pattern that we need to accommodate your
You should add seconds afterwards.
Yes, if you want, you can always amend. So any other positions, any other views?
8:15. Of what?
When to start?
When to start the exam?
So, and the assumption is there, do we do it start on Friday or on Saturday? What do you prefer? I give you 1 point. I would prefer a bit earlier. The reason is that we can do the oral exams as soon as possible after that, right? Because we need some time to review, and so we could use that week after that, because there are holidays in between. So Constitution Day happens to be in the week after that. So some other obligations. So it may be wise to do it as early as possible, so we can start doing the oral exams quite early as well, if you like that. And I think it makes sense to put the oral exams pretty much immediately after the exam, right? So there's no point to waste any time, because it's largely about the exam anyway, and you want to do other things, for example, study for mobile, I suspect. No? Okay. All right. I sense the excitement in the room. So yeah. So what's the consensus? So 8:15 is the sharpest. There's some fuzzy allocation. There's the whatever allocation of timing. Friday or Saturday? Friday.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who strictly prefers Saturday? So it's Friday to Monday then, so we figured that out, right? So 72 hours.
Friday
now,
morning.
Sorry?
Friday morning.
Yeah, and so to meet some compromises here, shall we go for the slightly more lenient timing, or is that totally incompatible with your waking schedule?
It's okay for me. It's just, I think it's easier if we could say, okay, the school starts at 8:15, because that's what it usually does by default. So that's why I said 8:15.
Yeah.
10 is okay for me, and 12 is also okay.
Yeah. So, but bear in mind, it's 72 hours, right? So it's a full cycle, meaning you ending on Monday at 8 o'clock, right? So.
Yeah, but I think it would be easier for everyone actually to get up in the morning and then say, okay, the final day, I see that I have to finish, so therefore I'm going to stay up all day, instead of saying, okay, I have 72 hours to do this and it's 12 o'clock, I'm going to start right now. That is not something I would do, I think.
Okay. Is any positions?
If you put it at 10, then you have to stay up until 10. Then you have to work through the night.
So that's your worry, okay.
All the way to.
So 4 a.m. is perfect for you guys, right? So I open at 4 a.m. so you can work through all the night and sleep at 4 or 5. Is that better? Is that preferable?
Yeah, it's
fine with
4
me.
in the morning.
Sorry?
No, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it's fine with me. I can open at 4
a.m.
at Friday.
Then we actually get some sleep until before Monday. No.
Well, but you get the gist here, right? So it doesn't strictly really matter, because either you waste the time on Friday by not using it, or you waste the time on Monday by not using it.
Yeah.
So
6 p.m.
So how I see it is that we don't do anything that Monday anyway. So why do we need to sleep early on Monday?
there's no class, you suggested.
Yeah,
that's
there's
right.
Nothing that Monday.
Let's set up the class as well.
It's expected of us. It's expected of us to not sleep before Monday.
No, it's not expected. That's part of the deal. 72 hours. You can do whatever you want. You can spend 1 hour on your thing and finish it if you have your framework ready, or 72, right? So you need to do time management and self-care, right? So we don't have
Self-care.
Well, that's a professional term for that. So you need to manage. How much can my brain?
I don't think 72 hours is long enough to see the effects of not caring about yourself.
Okay. Then you're in the early stages of not caring anymore. So that's good, because in later stages it matters. So I'm still in between here. So I get mixed messages. So it doesn't matter to some extent, because if you say it doesn't matter, well, then it's 8:15, right? So, but if anyone has a strong opinion for or against it,
I would prefer later, but
so we make
the one that's
So if we take 9 o'clock as a compromise, would that be accommodating your needs to some extent?
Well,
not really.
it's better than 8.
So how much more are you willing to give?
Like I could take 12 if that's the best for him.
12. I'm for 12.
So noon.
Yeah, noon.
Starting
That
at
sounds
noon?
Like, starting at noon.
Starting at noon, okay. And that's a 72-hour standoff. So
When the high noon.
not works for you. Not noon is not good.
It works.
Okay, works. For you anyway. Okay, all right. Let's do the noon thing, so we don't have too much crying people.
High noon.
High noon. Okay. Of course. High noon. So high noon here till high noon here, right? So I'll be very explicit. So that makes 72 hours. Can you please check whether I got my maths right? Should be right, no? 72 hours. Thank you very much. So Monday to Monday. Sure. Then you get your burnout. But anyway. So Friday to Monday, 12 to 12. Right. So cool. That's I'll type that in later. But that's the record right now. Right. So we set it up there. In the week before that, I'll give a talk and narrow down some of the objectives and clarify some things. But I'll send a mail regarding this. So it will be one of the usual lecture slots that I will use for that purpose. So keep your eyes on your mails, and we see how that goes. So for today, because what else did I want to talk about? Cool. Any more questions regarding exam? Regarding the timing of the exam? Not so much content, because we get to that. No, that's. More the underwhelming. Yep. Cool. No questions.
What do you mean?
Is there anything else that needs to be clarified that is totally unclear in terms of, so I don't know. Lunch to lunch will be good? Good. Settled. From Friday. I'll update the content in Wiki, and I'll send another email around using, what's that thing called? Blackboard, right. So you all have it on paper. So Formally, today is the deadline for the tasks. Most of you will have finished or are close to. So are going to present to give us some impression and share, mostly with you, the rest of the class, what you did, what the challenges were, and perhaps if you have the opportunity, show some code. But we give you like 15 minutes, not too much more, else we're running out of time. In fact, I think we run out of time. That said, there's probably not a succeeding class here, so we can still wrap them up. All the presentations. That's the point. You recall the task, Pac-Man or another task. One thing that we thought about to make have the documentation of the projects more comprehensively and somewhat on one page. On short notice, we thought about adding a wiki page where you list your project with respect to those points very briefly, and you can do that after the deadline. So because it's something it's kind of a belated thing. Because yes, you have most of that stuff done in your wiki, in your repository, in your README hopefully, but in a non-uniform structure. And I would like to keep a reference on the wiki as well, so we know which project has been run in that courses, and then keep the link to your actual project. Yeah? Hard?
Can we use the README instead?
You could. Yeah, okay, well, then I actually want it on the wiki itself, because repos vanish, wikis don't.
On the class wiki?
On this thing, yeah.
On your wiki?
Yep.
Okay.
You just modified. Here's a dedicated page, which again, is a skeleton there. You can just copy that, the markdown code, and then just put the stuff in there, right? So it should be a no-brainer. And again, it's not part of the assessment itself, because I only announced that now. So that's not something hard to consider. Cool. Anything else? So this was one thing I wanted to talk about. Exam dates, time for my... No, cool. So I think at this stage, I'll leave the stage to you. So I will reposition myself and